So, all right, welcome guys to our restorative yoga class. I'm Jane, and so I'll be leading you today. So today we are grabbing a couple of blankets or towels. If you have a bolster, that would work too. If you have a block, you can also bring your block. If you don't have one, no problem. This is about a 30-minute class. I always like to just explain a little bit about restorative and how important it is. Just to come to a more parasympathetic state versus the sympathetic state that we're typically in. It just helps our body to relax and fight the chronic stress that is maybe in our body. And it's just a good practice to keep into your weekly schedule. So with that said, we will get going. And just another note that if something doesn't feel good in your body, that there's always ways to modify or just to come out of it and find a posture that works better for you. We're all different, so we shouldn't always be doing the same thing. So if something doesn't work for your body, there are different options, and I try to go through a few of those as we practice, but by all means, like if you need something else, you can either, if you're on live, you can just kind of ask, or you can email me, that would work, and I can give you options later on. All right, so we're going to start in a supported heart opener. So if you have a bolster, you can use your bolster. If you have a blanket, I'm just going to roll up my blanket, or if you have a towel. So I'm making like a thick, almost like a bolster roll here. All right, and if you do have a block, you can even prop it up even further just by putting the towel on there. I'm just going to give it a little lift. You don't have to have it. You can lay straight on the ground. And then so from here, we're just going to lay over this bolster or towel. So I'm going to bring it to my hips here, and then I'm just going to lean back, and hopefully this is just opening the chest. I'm actually going to remove this block. Just opening the chest passively. The legs can just come out in front, or you can bend at the knee, bring the feet together if that's comfortable. And then this is where we're just going to start. We're going to settle into our space here. And I normally keep a timer just so for my purposes. So just go ahead and melt into your mat. Relax your shoulders. Just let them fall over the prop. Bring a little bit of awareness to your breath. Notice what it's doing. Bring some awareness to your body. See if you can notice what's going on in your body, how it's feeling. You maybe start to work on expanding the breath as you breathe, really filling up the belly with air where your diaphragm is. And then as you exhale, you gently, slowly exhale out, emptying out the lungs first, and then really emptying out the belly. Finding a slow rhythm to your breath. And after your next exhale, you can just slowly roll to the side, remove your prop from behind your back, and then roll back to your back. So I like to return you to a Shavasana just so that you can notice if you feel anything different in your body. Just bring more awareness to your body. So just take a few breaths here in that Shavasana. And then when you're ready, you can gently push up. And we're gonna come to our knees. So we're gonna set up for a child's pose. So I have my blanket underneath me, and that's just for comfort. You can take your other towel, your other blanket, and you can also bring it here as like a little ramp that you can put your chest on. You also don't have to use it. But we're gonna take the feet together and the knees a little bit wider. And then just reach the arms out in front. And then again, you can bring your forehead to a block or a mat or a towel in front. And just a few things I'm going to say about child's pose before I let you rest. If your hip flexors feel pinchy, if your hips feel pinchy in this position, then bring the knees together. So that might alleviate some of that pinching. You can also bring a towel and kind of put it between the waist here. So just kind of play around with that if it's uncomfortable. There's always some different options. So we'll be here for just a few minutes. And after the next exhale, you can just gently press up, remove any kind of prop that you have underneath you. And then we're gonna lower down all the way to our stomach and just take a little reverse shavasana here, belly shavasana. You can stack your hands and bring your forehead to your hands and just take a few breaths here. So for the next exhale, we're gonna bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. And then you're just gonna press the chest up, shine the heart, so you're spreading the collarbone wide, and then relax the glutes. So I like to shake my hips side to side to make sure I'm relaxing and I'm not clenching my glutes. This is called Sphinx pose. It's a little bit of it's a compression in your lower back, which is okay. And it's a little bit of a back bend here. This is uncomfortable. There is some other options you can do. You could do a supported bridge pose on your back. And then your neck can just kind of look up or look down or stay neutral, whatever is most comfortable for you. After the next exhale, you can slowly lower the chest down. Come back to that reverse shavasana and just bring the forehead to the hands. Just take a few breaths here. Just notice any differences in your body. You can bring the hands underneath the shoulders and then gently press up back to that tabletop position. We're going to go ahead and come to our hip here and swing the legs around. Once you're there, we're going to lower, slowly lower all the way down so that you're on your back. And I'm going to take my hips, just rotating so that my lower back is on the ground. We're going to come into a supine pigeon or figure four. So you're just going to take the right leg up and then bend at the knee. Find the top of the thigh there. And then if you can, take the shoulders off the ground, grab either the hamstring or the shin here. The shin is going to be more intense. And then lower your shoulders back to the ground. So you should feel a stretch in your glute on the right side. I'm also going to show you how you can do this on the wall. So you can put your left foot on the wall. I'm about a foot or two away from the wall, and then I bend my knee here. And then the wall adds the pressure that my arms would be adding if I was not using the wall. That's an option there. slowly drop the foot back down to the ground and then remove the right foot. Maybe take a few windshield wipers side to side with your legs. Then we'll move to the other side when you're ready. So we'll plant the right foot, left leg goes up. You can point and flex and then bend at the knee. Then lift the shoulders off the ground, try to grab the hamstring or the shin, and then shoulders go back to the mat. So one side probably feels a little different to you. Maybe it's tighter, maybe this side's looser. It's not unusual to have one side feel a little more tight. Try to stay with the breath. Send the breath to where you're feeling the tightness. After the next exhale, go ahead and drop the foot down. Again, you can take a few more windshield wipers here. And then just extend the legs just to notice any changes in your body. Take note of that. After the next exhale, go ahead and bring the soles of the feet back down or back to the mat. Knees are pointed up. You're going to shift your hips to the right, just an inch or two, and let the knees fall to the left. So we're coming into a supine twist. You can take that rolled up blanket or bolster and put it between your legs. And then just let the arms come to a goalpost or a T. If your shoulders stay on the ground, then you can take your gaze all the way over to the right. So hopefully you're feeling a little traction in your back, a little stretch in the lower back and in the hip there, and also in the upper back some. After the next exhale, you can just gently remove any prop that you have. Bring the knees back up so they're pointing up to the ceiling. Maybe take a few windshield wipers. And we'll go to the opposite side. We'll shift your hips to the left, let the knees fall to the right. Again, if you want to use that blanket in between your knees, you can. And then the arms come to a T or goalpost. The gaze can go over to the left side as long as your shoulders are on the ground. So after the next exhale, go ahead and bring the knees back up. You can remove your prop. Take a few windshield wipers here. We're going to set up for Shavasana. So if you want, you can take your blanket and just put it underneath your knees. That's one of my favorite ways to do Shavasana. Or you can just take your blanket and put it over your body so that you're warm. We're going to let the hands come to the side, palms facing up. The feet just fall open to the side. Just take a deep inhale in. Exhale out. Just scan the body, see if there's tension left, and just let all of that go. Just melt into your mat. Stay here for as long as you like. It's just a few minutes for rest and reflection. I like to leave you here. Some people need a little bit longer than others. But when you come out, just come out very gently and very slowly. Thank you again for joining us. We are so grateful for you. I'm very grateful to guide you today. Hope you enjoy your Shavasana, and namaste.